Good morning, my dear students. In our previous class, we had seen about the physical properties of water. We had seen it. Now today, we will start this topic, water as a universal solvent. I had told you in my previous class, water can dissolve almost all the substances except gold, silver and platinum. Otherwise, it will dissolve almost all the substances. No one other solvent is there in this world which can dissolve as many as substances like water. That's why water is called as your universal solvent. So, water is a remarkable solvent. We know the substance which dissolves anything are called solvent. It dissolves many substances forming aqueous solution, or aqueous solution means the solution which contains water. Now this water may be in little amount or maybe in high amount, no problem, but there should be some water. Not only the solids but gases and liquids also dissolve in water. So it is difficult to find absolutely pure water. If it dissolves air, if it dissolves gases, what is air? It is a mixture of gases. So if water dissolves even the gases, so it will be very difficult to find pure water. So for this reason, water is also called universal solvent. Means why water is called universal solvent? Because water can dissolve almost all the substances. There is no any other substances which can dissolve as much as substances like water. Here one word will come, electric constant or dielectric constant. Here one word is electric constant, or it is in book it is dielectric constant. Dielectric constant is also known as relative permittivity. This is called relative permittivity, dielectric constant. So you will find in very short, we will say you here are two similar charges. What is dielectric constant? Here are two similar charges, whether they are positive or both are negative. If both are positive or both are negative, there will be a force of repulsion. There will be a force of repulsion, and if opposite charges are there, there will be a force of attraction. We know it, opposite charges attracts and opposite charges repels and here are suppose positive charges, negative charge, they are the opposite charges will attract. If both are same charges will repel. Now relative permittivity or dielectric constant, this is a property and this is the ability of a substance which can store electrical energy, in any electrical field. Water has this ability to store electrical energy. That's why as a result it reduces the electrostatic force of attraction between positive and negative ion dissolved in C. Here I have taken similar charges repels, opposite charges attracts. If it is sodium, its atomic number is 281. I would like to make this term clear by this example. Sodium will tend to have 8 electrons in the outermost shell. For this, it will lose 1 electron and form sodium positive ion, or simply sodium ion or sodium cation. This lost electron configuration of chlorine is 287. This lost electron is gained by chlorine to complete its octet and forms chloride anion or chloride ion. Now these opposite charges attracts each other and form this sodium chloride. Now when this sodium chloride is added in water. Now here is what this sodium and chlorine first forms sodium ion and chloride ion. Opposite ions are formed. These opposite ions are attracted towards each other to form a molecule. If you mind my language, if we go back 5 or 6 classes before, I had told you there are 3 types of force of attraction. One is your gravitational force of attraction, by which earth attracts anything towards itself. Second was magnetic force of attraction. It is a force of attraction by which the magnet attracts the opposite charges towards itself. Similar charges repels, similar poles repels, and opposite pole attract. Third one is your electrostatic force. This word electrostatic force. What is electrostatic force? The force of attraction between opposite charges or force of repulsion between similar charges. So the electrovalent bond we have studied in chapter 4. What is electrovalent bond? The bond formed between the opposite charges, means metals and non-metals. Metal lose electron and non-metals gain electron. So they form positive ion and negative ion. So when suppose this sodium chloride is added in water, this sodium chloride is held together with a strong electrostatic force. But after dissolving in water, this force of attraction, this electrostatic force, becomes weak and they dissociate into sodium ion and chloride ion. So as a result, it reduces the electrostatic force. Water reduces the electrostatic force of attraction between opposite ions and dissolve even inorganic compounds को भी ये dissolve कर लेता है, which are usually electrovalent compounds. Here is one example you can study even by yourself to show that ordinary tap water contains dissolved impurities. You have to do nothing. Just you heat from here. Take some water in a beaker. Take this one wash glass. Put some water. This water will become hot, and now it will evaporate. So this glass will become hot. After glass, this water will become hot. One stage will come that all the water will evaporate. Now you take this wash glass out and see in the sun, not bright sun, in what we say, in light sun, halka roshni में देखिए तो you will find that there are some circle like structures. There are concentric circles. These circles are nothing but the impurities form concentric circles, which proves that the water contains salt and minerals. The tap water and well water contains dissolved solids. Tap water, sea water, lakes water, pond water, well water will form these concentric. But rainwater or distilled water, they do not contain any salt and minerals. Therefore, now if you take here rainwater or distilled water, repeat the experiment, you will find a flat glass without any concentric rings. Rainwater and distilled water, they do not form concentric rings because they don't have any salt and impurities dissolved in it. What is the importance of salt and minerals dissolved in water? We are studying these things right from 5-6. Salt and minerals are essential for the growth of plants and animals. So for our growth, for the growth of plants, they need salt and minerals which they get through or which we get through water. This also adds taste. It supplies us the essential minerals which is needed our body. No need to go through this. There are, my dear friends, some points have been taken out from your syllabus for this year. So now here no need to go this experiment. Then just like importance of air dissolve. Just right now what we had seen, importance of salt dissolved in it, in water. Likewise here, what are the importance of, here is what? Air. Air means gases. What are the importance of gases dissolved in water? Air dissolved or gases dissolved in water is biologically very important. Now you can see. For respiration, marine life like fish, frog, all the aquatic animals, they need oxygen for respiration. So they use oxygen of the air dissolved in water. For respiration they use oxygen which are dissolved in water, and thus aquatic life is safe. This is the amount. 1 decimeter cube or 1 liter of water contains approximately 40 centimeter cube of oxygen. We should know these things. 1 liter contains 40 cm cube of oxygen dissolved in it. Then aquatic plants make food. How they make food? How they get the process of photosynthesis? We know plant make food by carbon dioxide provided by the human beings or animals and water. So aquatic plant use carbon dioxide which is dissolved in water for their process for the formation of their food, for the formation of the photosynthesis, to prepare their food. So this carbon dioxide dissolved in water plus water in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, they form glucose oxygen. This oxygen is given out. The carbon dioxide dissolved in water that reacts with carbonates to form calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate. Here we will know only calcium carbonate. Many organisms such as snail, oysters, these have outer layer. It is outer layer of their body. It is made up of calcium carbonate. This is made up of calcium carbonate, which are now obtained from calcium bicarbonate to build their cells or strong cells. So my dear friend, this is for today. At the same time, I'm giving you the homeworks. There are very small questions in this exercise. Don't pretend that we don't get the homework of chemistry. Right from today, I will give you the homework at the end of my videos. There will be no excuse. You have to solve this 3A, all the questions answered. They are very simple questions and short questions, right from 1 to 15. It will be your homework. Wish you all the best. We will start the chapter solution in our next class.